Geckos, do you recognize this sentence? It's all about learning, living, and leading at Gilkey Elementary. That's something you might have seen on the back of some shirts, maybe on some posters in our hallway, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hi, Geckos. It's Miss Preston. I just wanted to spend a little time today to come to you in your home, say hello, and just remind you how much Gilkey Elementary loves you, cares about you, and misses you. I've been in contact with all your teachers many times these last couple weeks, and that's the one thing they always say. We really miss our kiddos and our students. But you know what? We'll see you sometime soon, I'm sure. But you know what? Just like the last time I visited you from the Gilkey office, I am here at my home. And of course, what's better than to start with some birthdays? As you remember, we did our March birthdays the last time I talked with you, and now we're going to do our April birthdays. But there's a catch. I'm going to be coming to you a little bit more often through our Gilkey YouTube channel. And so, you know what? I'm going to do birthdays from now, meaning tomorrow or Wednesday, April 1st. And so I'm going to do just the April birthdays up until the 13th of April. So if you have a birthday between now and the 13th of April, I want to wish you a happy birthday. And then if your birthday is after the 13th, we'll be meeting again and we'll talk about your birthday as well. So you ready, Geckos? It's time to enjoy and wish some happy birthdays. We want to say happy birthday to Zoe Acklin, Nora Siberson, Momar Nadal, Briley Brooks, Mrs. Fisher, Jayla Kidder, Bennett Ritterman, Declan Ridgway, Holly Administer, Penelope Carruthers Markowitz, Emma Redmond, Aniston Curry, and Clara Cooper. All those Geckos are celebrating birthdays between now and the next week. So happy birthday to all of those Geckos. You know what? The other thing that we love to do at Gilkey Elementary is just like that sign you saw. It's about learning, living, and leading. And as you know, through our announcements, Geckos, we always have an opportunity to share with you taking the lead tickets. Remember, these are when people have shown leadership. And you know what? I have some taking the lead tickets from right before our school was closed. And so I want to share those taking the lead tickets with you. So we're going to say Mrs. Strader wanted to recognize Samantha Corbin from Mrs. Pierce's class for a taking the lead ticket. Samantha Corbin was untangling yarn for the art room. So we want to say great job to Samantha. Also, Zane Rear, you were untangling yarn for the art room as well. And Mrs. Strader wanted to recognize those great things as well. Aiden Reinhardt is being recognized for taking the lead ticket. Mrs. Pierce wanted to recognize him for being polite and respectful by holding the door open for people entering the building at the end of the day. And those are great things to do, and that's what leaders do. They're nice and helpful. But you know what? We have a big one here for Mrs. Collier. Mrs. Collier, you're being recognized by the kids in Mrs. Macklin's room. They wanted to say thanks for making March's Reading Month so much fun for us. Some of the quotes that the kids have put on this is, she went to kids and asked for their favorite books. So Mrs. Collier, they loved it that you went to them and asked them for favorite books. They also wanted to recognize you for taking your own time to do Reading Month when she could have been doing anything else. They also, another quote is, thanks for making us like school. It helps making learning fun. That's what Reading Month's all about. But they also wanted to say Mrs. Roton helped by making the board. So thanks to her too. Man, it's so great when our own Geckos celebrate leadership too and recognize leadership. So you know what? I've got something for you, Geckos. I'm wondering if you can be showing leadership right now at your home, wherever you live, whomever you live with. This is what you can do. If they catch you being a great leader at home, all they have to do is send me an email telling me what you're doing that's being a great leader. Remember, a great leader is someone who does things quietly, silently, without being asked. They just see that things need to be done and they do it. They do things that are helpful to others. They just go above and beyond doing things that people need. That's what you can do. If you are caught being a great leader, maybe you're helping with your younger brother or sister. Maybe you're helping your parent or whomever you live with do the dishes. Maybe you're helping them sort the laundry. Maybe you're doing things without them having to ask you. Maybe it's helping your brothers or sisters with their homework, or maybe playing a game with them. Doing those things above and beyond just being a great sibling. Those are examples of great leadership. And if your parents send me an email talking about what you were doing that was a great leader, I'm going to share it on our Gilkey YouTube page. How about that? Because I know you guys are great leaders, and I know we'll get lots of examples of great leadership. All right, geckos, we already talked about the leading piece, right, of the learning, living, and leading at Gilkey Elementary. And I know you're working right hard on the learning piece as well. You know what, geckos? You've been probably working on those packets, getting online, doing some of those things. And I hope that you're enjoying some great books, some magazines, some comic books, whatever you like to read. Maybe you've been helping people cook or bake. So reading those recipes, all those things is learning too. Learning can be done when you're playing a story, playing a game. Learning happens everywhere, geckos. It really does. You know what, though? I really would like to know how you're learning, and I really would like to know what you're learning. In fact, your teacher, too. So it would be kind of fun if you took a little time to share with us what you're learning. Maybe you could write down a few things that you did during the day, and I bet you'd be surprised on what you're learning. And if you share that again with Miss Preston or with your classroom teacher, they'll share it with me. And again, I'd love to highlight it on our Gilkey YouTube. What are you learning? What are the highlights of your day? We really want to hear from you. Geckos, I'm also going to share an example of the way that we live at Gilkey Elementary. So I'm going to share that with you right now, the living part of Gilkey Elementary. Yes, I've got you out here at Miss Preston's garage because today, me and Mr. Montaigne, through an idea of, that's right, all your awesome teacher and Gilkey friends, came up with a fantastic idea. As you know, in our classrooms, we always have lots of hand sanitizers and disinfectant wipes. Those were things and supplies that we were using in our classroom that right now we're just not using. And I know a lot of you brought those in for your classroom, or your parents brought them in for your classroom. But you know what? We decided it would be a great idea to give those to other people who might need them. In fact, here's my car, and we're going to be delivering all of those things to a hospital right here in the Kalamazoo Plainwell area. Because you know what, geckos? That's what we do. The living piece is knowing that we like to give and pay it forward. That's one of the things that we do at Gilkey Elementary. And we are appreciative and grateful because we know people in hospitals right now and in healthcare centers like nursing homes, they need some of those supplies. So we're going to give what we have to them so that they can help others in need. And again, this is examples of just how we live here at Gilkey Elementary. Geckos, you remember how I said that learning is everywhere? Well, I'll give you an example. This is a project that Miss Preston's been doing at her house. See that stream right there? That stream's been flooding out part of my neighbor's yard and my yard. So I've been trying to clean it up so that it didn't flood and get into my basement. No one likes wet basements. But you know what I learned? I learned a lot about the motion of water and how to channel the water so it goes in the stream and then goes out down by the road. And I've learned a lot about how water moves and nature. You know what? Everything that you do, you can learn from. So geckos, I want to see what you're learning about from all the different things that you're doing. So please, if you want to share some pictures, share some video, we can put it on our Facebook page, we can put it on the Gilkey YouTube, because learning happens everywhere, not just from a book. That's a great way of learning too. But by doing, you can learn. Like Miss Preston learned how to get all the water from over there and channel it to the stream. And I tell you, that's been a lot of fun. So share it with me. Share it with your Gilkey teachers. We want to know, geckos, what are you learning? That's all for today's announcements. That's all for today's little meet and greet. I look forward to meeting again with you back at your home in another week or so. Geckos, we care about you. We love you. And we're going to see you soon. Real soon. Have a great day, geckos.